Hey, happy Monday. It is 12:49. I've been talking my butt off into a camera that was on a camera mode and not pitch and not video. This is Debbie, and I did a video not too long ago about why I'm 62 and why I'm starting well, not why I'm 62 because I am, but why I'm starting a YouTube channel at 62. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. I did hear another person the other day talk about they had a retirement from a job and when they went through it because circumstances, my dad got cancer. I went through my retirement plan, trying to take care of him. But also, too, one reason I don't want back in the corporate world, and I hope you can hear me over the air conditioner, but it's 86 degrees in Florida. I didn't want to keep doing Medicare. That's what I did for a living. I did it from home. But I was selling plans to people that already had everything they needed. And I would tell them to switch and go to ABC plan, or I'm not going to say any carriers. I represented every carrier out there. And I could look at your plan and know that you had everything you needed. Your doctors all took it. Your medicines were all covered. You got a grocery card. You got enough for your glasses. You told me you needed dentures, and it would cover your dentures. And I knew that your plan was sufficient. But I had somebody listen to me, usually somebody that I could have been their mother, come in on the line and saying, Debbie, why didn't you sell them that plan? You could have gave them A, B, or C. Why didn't you sell it to them? Well, because the one they had was already everything they needed. Oh no, because they didn't know everything they had on the plan. That's their reasoning for writing you up, for accusing you of not selling them something that you shouldn't have sold them anyway. Saying, oh, well, if they didn't know what was on the plan, if they didn't understand the whole plan, then that's not their best alternative. Their best alternative is you giving them a plan and totally explaining it to them. Well, why can't I totally explain to them the plan they have that's in their best interest now? Excuse me. So my conscience got in the way of doing that. I got wrote up for not changing people off a plan that I knew was best suits their needs. I know about Social Security. I know about low income subsidy if you need help to get your medicines. I know Medicare, Medicaid. I know all that stuff. I'd be more than happy to help people. But another thing too is I'd get on the phone with somebody, man or woman, who their family didn't come around. They just left them to be alone, and they'd cry to me about how lonely they were, and me being who I am, I'd listen to them because I felt bad for them that they didn't have anybody. I had a man one time who told me he was shriveling up and wasting away because he didn't know how to cook after his wife passed away. And I asked him, well, why didn't you, does anybody come visit you? Kids, grandkids, anybody like that? And he said, oh, sure, my kids come by, my grandkids come by, they say hello and they leave. And I'm like, well, why don't you ask them to prep you a meal and freeze a couple of them so you can pop them in the oven? I mean, let them know that you're not eating, that you can't cook. I mean, you would think they'd know, that's their father and grandfather, but people don't take the time. I did with my parents. I'm still trying to plan my mom's services now, and it's killing me. Or I shouldn't say killing me, but it's the hardest thing. I feel bad for procrastinating, but at the same time, I don't want to plan her final. I read this thing the other day about she signed my birth certificate and I signed her death certificate. Isn't that so true? But anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm the type of person that I do care about my family, and I do care about my loved ones. And these people would tell me that nobody came to visit them. Nobody cared if they were eating. I had a lady one time, she was as on top of things as I am. And she was in an assisted living facility. Her medicines were like $7,000 a month. And she was on a plan that all her medicines would have been zero. They were all tier 1 medicines. The only reason she was in a place, a rehab or an assisted living, is because her kids were afraid she might fall at home. And I guess they were too busy to go by and check on her to make sure she was okay. So instead of, somebody staying there once in a while or popping in, they put her in a high-dollar assisted living place that she probably paid for out of her, whatever she had, pension or what have you. And her medicines were being charged through the roof. She was paying for them. The things you see when you sell Medicare, you see people that don't treat their parents right. You see these brokerages that want you to sell plans to people when they're already in a great plan that would take them off an oncologist when they have cancer. I just couldn't do it anymore. I didn't have the heart. I didn't have my conscience wouldn't let me sell stuff like that to people. There was no way. But anyway, this is just a quick video. Tell me what you think. I'm going to keep popping back on. I'm going to keep getting the nerve to do this. I hope you hear me okay, because like I said, the air conditioning's going. I got about 6 minutes before my granddaughter gets out of school. I'm picking her up. But help me make this viral. Help me grow. I really want to, and I can start answering more questions for you, but I want to talk to you about everything about, like, you know, when people retire and how hard it is to, I don't want to start a whole new job now. I don't want to get a new profession. I mean, I've got sales background, so I could probably sell, you know, ice to Eskimo, but I don't want to sell no more. I've gotten such a bad taste in my mouth about stuff they have to do, and now when you go to these telemarketer calls, it's an AI person or something on the phone before they put the real salesperson on the phone, and it's terrible. I don't want to. I wish I could. I wish I could. I could do a service for people, but I'm not allowed to. I'm just supposed to cram something down their face, and that's not me. So thank you for watching me. Again, my name is Debbie. If you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, and share this channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And I will keep going on. My grief sometimes gets in the way, and it keeps me from saying hi to you and getting on the channel, but I'm going to try to stop that today. Have a great Monday and a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.